morning friends, Diana here from Garden Love. I'm so excited to be making this video for you guys. We're going to be cleaning our backyard as a family and organizing all of these potted plants that I brought from my tiny backyard into my new homestead. I'm so happy to share this with you guys. If you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing and hitting the notifications so you guys can notify for more videos like this. This channel is all about growing your own food, and if you have a small space, I'll show you how to grow in containers. As you can see, most of my fruit trees are in containers and they have successfully been producing fruit for me. Well, now that that's said, let's go ahead and get started and clean this mess. To be quite frankly with you, we had a hard time getting started because we didn't know where to begin. There was so much mess that we needed to figure out what to do and where to start. To begin, we were thinking about moving my loquat tree, but we had a second thought once we realized how heavy it was and how unnecessary it was for us to move it until it was time for us to put it in the ground. As you can see, it was just a task that was not ready to get done at this moment. So we decided to start with the smaller pots. That way we can get started, because quite frankly, we didn't know where to start. So we're going to be moving some of these trees that are going to be going in our orchard on the hillside. If you guys are new to this channel, you know that we planted some fruit trees on the orchard side by the hill by the front. That's where all my fruit trees are going to be slowly going in the ground. So as we're selecting certain plants, we are going to start picking up the leaves. Our whole property right now, it is full of oak leaves and oak nuts, because we have, I haven't counted the oak trees, but we have over 20 mature oak trees. So it is leaving quite a mess in our property, and if it's not getting picked up as soon as it drops with the rain, it has left several stains in the ground, as you can see. So we are going to be cleaning that, power washing that at the end of this video. But as you can see, the first things first is picking and choosing which plants are going to go where, because I just have way too many and they need to get organized. That was a pretty pot that's going to be going in the front where it can be displayed. Now it might seem like we're moving really fast, but quite frankly, we did a lot of standing around and talking. I stood there and stared at each plant, trying to figure out exactly where I wanted. Did I want to put it in the nursery section where I was going to wait and hold out in putting it in the ground, or did I want to put it in the section by my orchard where I was ready to put it in the ground and I knew exactly where to put it? And in between all of that, of course, we were raking off leaves because they were just all over and there was just so many. As you can see, we have piles of them and piles of them. Once I finally made up my mind, as you can see, I went ahead and dropped off some of those fruit trees in my orchard area. Lily was tagging along most of the way and was helping us a lot with that little rake and doing the best that she can, and in between having some fun. As you can see here, there was a few other ones that I select to put in the ground. This is my peach tree that's 3-in-1 and my amazing nectarine tree, which is the best fruit I have as far as stone fruit. I have a few other new ones that I can't wait to taste. Hopefully they're as magical as my queen snow nectarine. It's been growing in a pot for quite a few years, and it's been producing very regularly, and the fruit is amazing. So I can't wait to put it in the ground and let it grow and grow and hopefully it produces tons and tons of nectarines, because they are amazing. Some of the fruits that I have in container, I decided to keep it in the container and have it as a display. This little calamari is going to stay in the container, and I found a perfect spot for it, so let's move it. Friends, so as you guys can see, we're doing a lot of cleaning up, moving all the plants to declutter the section of plants that I had over there. We're creating a nursery section where I'm going to be putting all my spare plants until I figure out what to do with them. And I'm also going to be putting plants where I want them to be. I'm categorizing what's going in the ground and what I'm still going to shelter and care for until we actually decide where to put them.
For now, this little plant right here, I'm going to put it in display. So I'm thinking like putting it here, or let's see, where is there an empty spot? It could be like, this is a stepping trail, so it can't go there. Oh, right here. Yes, I knew, yeah, that's where I wanted it last time I thought about it. So we're gonna put it right there.
Just when we thought we had a lot done, as you can see, there was still a lot left. So what we're focusing on now is clearing out the yard and picking up all the leaves that I mentioned earlier. As you can see, there is tons. These 2 containers are completely filled, along with this little wagon that we have. So we're selecting a corner of a property to dump them. Some of them I'm keeping along the orchard because I'm going to use them as mulch. And as you can see, here we are picking up even more. This job seems like it'll never end. Come to think about it, it probably won't for a while, because we literally just picked up not even a quarter of our property, and there is just so many. The second thing I'm going to move on and do is clear out all my plants that I had on this side of my garage and move into the new nursery section. That way they can be all together and there's easier to water, and I have them separated from the ones that are going in the ground and the ones that are going to be taken care of until they mature a little bit more and until they are ready to go in the ground. I don't know if you guys remember my aloe vera that had tons of pups. Well, I separated them. As you can see, they're growing like crazy. They're doing so good.
So this is the section of the property that we decided I'm going to keep all my plants that are still pending to be put somewhere. It's going to kind of be called my nursery section, because I have all these plants potted and eventually they're going to go into the landscape, but I'm not rushing into anything. I'm going to just take my time deciding where I'm putting things. So for that reason, they get more sun exposure here, and it's actually out of the way so it doesn't create an eyesore for this side of the property, because it's actually very pretty here and we want to clear it out so it looks a little bit more presentable, and that's what we're doing today. So we're just going to keep hauling most of my plants. We were talking about this Meyer lemon. You guys have been following me for a long time. You guys know this is my pride and joy, and I learned a lot from this tree. We're going to create a somewhat of a trellis. Joe was mentioning if we can build it all the way over here, put the tree in the middle of it and allow it to grow, and cover this like a little tiny fence or a background for that couch or this little exclusive area where we can come and hang out, do celebrations, and I think that was a great idea.
Well, now that that's done, let's continue cleaning and moving some more pots. As you can see, I'm clearing out my potting table so I can move it to the side of our workshop where I can do more potting in an easier manner, because right here, since it's sitting in the concrete, it was very difficult to do potting without creating such a ginormous mess. Right here we're sitting on top of soil, so it will be a lot easier to clean up. And actually I won't even have to clean it up because it will just be perfect. It'll be actually feeding my oak trees, and there's no need to worry when I up pot my project. So I'm very excited to have my potting table on this side of the yard. We're also going to be moving my weeping mulberry to the side of my potting table so it could look nice and clean and organized for now until I decide where to put these amazing trees. They're definitely gonna have to go on my orchard hillside. As you can see, my daughter is super strong. I'm so thankful that she was helping us today, because between my husband and my daughter we were able to get a lot done. As you guys can see, we are still moving fruit trees from one side to another. Mainly, most of them are going to be going into the nursery section because I do not want to rush into any projects. The only trees that I have decided to move into the orchard section are the ones that are citrus and the ones that are stone fruits that really need to go in the ground because they have exceeded their growing needs in these containers. As you can see here, my jujube is definitely one that's going to be going in the ground, so I decided to put it in this side of my property. Now here comes the challenge, guys. As you guys know, this hillside is almost impossible to walk on. If you guys saw my last video, you guys saw that I did a small trench where I can walk without slipping on the hill, but this little trench wasn't wide enough for us to pull this little cart with my fruit trees. So that's definitely a project that I'm still working on and trying to figure out. I'm not sure if I'm going to still need it for the future to be wider, or is this little trench for me to step on is going to be fine for now, as long as I carry the fruit trees that I need to move out there. As you can see, my husband had to carry it halfway and we decided to push it the rest of the way. We are putting it as far as possible because it's going to go in the last hole I dug up. Now we're going to continue to move this. We really want everything to be clear and neat. So here we go, still moving a lot of fruit trees. Now that most of my fruit trees are out of the way and it's all clear, it really is time to continue to sweep up the leaves and start cutting a few things that are hanging too low. And some of the bushes that we have growing in these containers along my pomegranate yard needed some trimming, so my husband is taking care of that while I cut down all these little pieces of branches that we cut off the trees that were hanging too low and were basically slapping us in the face as each time we walk by. My husband is trimming down these bushes that we have here growing in this container, and some going along the side. As you can see, it actually looks kind of fun. I'm going to have to give this little hand tool a try because it looks kind of fun and easy to do. So I am definitely learning on how to use some of these tools, so when my husband is not available because he's at work, I can take care of some of these simple tasks. Definitely we're overgrowing, and since the frost has been coming in pretty hard the last few days, some of these plants are actually burned and really needing a good trimming. Now, in between all the cleaning we did, my daughter actually found a little lizard that scared her. She actually thought it was a snake at first because she was cleaning out all the leaves from these bushes, and then realized that it was just a lizard. We called our daughter, the one that is definitely not scared of lizards, and came and caught it. As you guys can see here, I don't know how well you guys can tell, the front of this lizard definitely resembles a snake, so I can see why my daughter got scared and it freaked her out. Quite frankly, I would have screamed myself because it definitely moved and looked like a snake. So we decided to look at it for a little bit and then put it down in one of my containers here where my weeping mulberry is, and it just decided to hang out with us while we were cleaning. So I just thought I'd share this with you guys because it is a beautiful piece of nature. Now that I have 90% of my plants where I want them to be, I decided to start cleaning them out. Some of them needed a little bit trimming, some of them needed a little bit of adjustment because with the move the soil became loose, and I'm definitely going to have to come and hand water all these plants now that they've been moved, especially since they are going to be sitting in a much sunnier position that they were used to for the past few months. I am planning to get another, some sort of shelf that I could put along the fence to put on my smaller container, so it's easier for me to water and allow them to get some sun and grow. So this will be, like I mentioned, my little nursery section, and all my little plants that I'm going to get prettier containers are going to be sitting here along my potting table. Maybe I'll be moving it back. I haven't made up my mind, but I am going to be displaying some of my pretty potted plants on here. Now it's time to blow all the leaves to where they need to be in a little pile so we can start cleaning the ground and make everything look all pretty. As you guys can see, my husband is actually setting out the pressure washer so we can clean all our concrete slab that we have here. It's pretty dirty due to all the leaves that are just sitting around. As you guys can see here, there was a lot of stains from the leaves that were sitting here. The leaves actually hold a lot of moisture. That's why it's so important to put them as mulch on your fruit trees or any plants that you are growing, whether they're in containers or in the ground, because it will help retain moisture on the soil and in your containers, especially because the water drains a lot faster. Remember, if you're growing fruit trees in containers, they only have the water that you provide them with. So if you can't provide them with water as often as you would like to, having a mulch would actually help you a lot for your trees to survive in the containers, especially if they're flowering. You guys know how important it is to give them the adequate water while they're growing in containers while they're flowering, so that way it can help retain those flowers and it can also help you fruit a lot more fruit than you would if you didn't provide them with proper water. As you can see here, the water pressure or the pressure washer actually helps remove a lot of those stains, and it's quite satisfying using it because I don't know, I just think it's a lot of fun using it. My husband did give me a chance to try this out here coming up. As you guys will see, it's quite easy to use it. It's a lot of fun, and you can actually be doing this forever and just enjoy doing this. It takes all the stains off, and we took our time doing this because, as I mentioned earlier, there was way too many stains. At one point we did run out of gas, so we had to go get some more to load it up with some more gas. I really hope that you guys are enjoying this video. I want to take this opportunity to remind you that if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing. Hit that like button. Go ahead and hit the notification button. That way you can get notified for more videos like this. If you love to grow fruit trees and do not have space to do so, do not worry. You can actually grow fruit trees in container. As you have seen in my channel, most of my fruit trees have been producing fruit, and it is amazing to taste your own fruit growing in your own backyard. Now it's my turn to start cleaning a little bit. I decided to go get the container that actually gives our chickens some water because it started to get a little gross. So I went ahead and take the opportunity to clean my potting table and start moving my stuff here so it can look all neat and ready for my next project.
Alright friends, well, as you guys can see, we did a huge progress. We cleared everything that was on the side. We moved everything. I left the walla just because I wanted it to be still shelter from the elements, and also I wanted it to get some sun, and this is a good spot for it. We cleaned these planters. We cleaned the floor, which looks better. We removed all my fruit trees that were here. If you guys remember, when I moved in, all the trees that I brought from my other property were just left here. I left that Meyer lemon because we're going to put that in the ground with a big we're gonna have something built. A friend of ours does some welding, so we're gonna do a big trellis and put this in the ground and let it grow. Let's see, avocado tree is still sitting in a container. You guys remember my house avocado, and it's going to be here for a while because it's also being protected from the elements. This big oak tree is protecting it, so we're gonna leave that there. Here is going to be my propagation station. All my little plants, my mulberry, my little garden bench where I'm going to be doing some of my projects. And here are a few other trees that needs protection from the elements, so what better place to put it against this shed and protect it from the oak tree. So that's my guava, and that's my Mexican, oh no, the avocado, another avocado, a little cado. This one was gifted to me, but it's not doing so well. I'm so sorry. And as you guys can see, this is going to be my nursery section where I have all my plants. and as I'm gonna start organizing them little by little. But for now, I lay them all in a row, so when I want to water them, I just come and water them with the hose. My blueberries and my cara lime is here for now until I figure out where I decide to put it. So lots of projects coming out. All the other fruit trees that I have, I decided to put them, to stage them, because they are going to be going in the ground pretty soon. Let me show you guys. But look at this Meyer lemon, guys. Isn't that amazing? It's so beautiful. So that one's a Eureka lemon. I'm not sure if I misspoke earlier and I said that was a Meyer lemon. That's a Eureka lemon. And let me show you guys really quick. My husband likes this blood orange, and he decided to put it right there. It looks pretty. But let me show you guys what I have going on over here. So all the fruit trees that I'm going to be putting inside in the ground here in my orchard that I'm growing fruit trees at, I decided to move them over here. As you guys have seen, we are going to put these in the ground. That's my queen nectarine, my peach tree, my cherry tree, my jujube tree. This one is a dwarf mandarin satsuma that I've had for a while. And then we managed to drag one all the way over there. I don't know if you guys can see it. That is a white what do we call it? Let me see. I am losing my mind. It is a white grapefruit that I saved from someone's house, and as you can see here, it rebound and it's whoa, there I go, falling. It is sprouting new leaves. This one's gonna go there the furthest one out, because in case it doesn't make it, it's the furthest one out. As you guys know, I dug up some new holes, so I am going to be putting my fruit trees here, and some of them I'm gonna have to dig up some more hole up here, because that's where they're going to go. So as you guys can see, things are moving along, guys. I'm super excited that I got to move a lot of the things where they need to go. And check this out, look at that. Oh my god, it's blooming. It's blooming. I need to get it in the ground, guys. I wish I had more days off, and I wish I had more help to do all of this, but since it's just me and my husband, I'm gonna have to wait till next weekend. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We did a lot of work here today at the homestead, a lot of clearing and cleaning, and that's what's going on here at the homestead. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Give me some thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, hit the notifications so you guys can get notified for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one. You guys have a good day. Bye bye.